Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold, this is Psycho Gold Videos. It's Saturday and that means it's time to go and slay some goblins. Now the last time on Goblin Slayer we had an absolutely fantastic episode that involved the slaying of a big demonic ogre. Now that was an absolutely incredible episode. I love seeing the party come together and they all worked well together. Priestess did, had a little moment in the spotlight where she managed to cast one more miracle than she's technically capable of, and she basically did her impression of Gandalf and saved everybody. Everybody else got to show off what they could do within reason, and then Goblin Slayer stood up and showed his creativity and his badassitude by unearthing a scroll that was connected to the bottom of the ocean that quite literally cut the ogre to ribbons from the sheer pressure of the water being released from the bottom of the sea, channeled out like a funnel or a water blade if we want to go down the Rimuru route. Now, because we had such a big fight-heavy episode in the last one, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this one doesn't have as much going on, but I could be completely wrong. I don't really have a feel for the formula that Goblin Slayer episodes do yet, so maybe it will be. Who knows? But what I do know is there's only one way to find out, and that's to watch it, and that's what we're gonna do right friggin' now. Get hyped, dudes, because it's time to go back into the world of Goblin Slayer, Episode 5. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Promotion exams. Oh, does that mean Priestess might be able to level up, in inverted commas? Yeah, knew that was going to happen. Why did she say it like that? Does she know that she likes him? Yep, he is going with more people, and he's listening to them. That's interesting. Oh, had he not thought about it? I see. Yes. Adventures and daily life. Oh, yeah, I think that answers my question as to what exactly we're going to get in this episode. Oh, something going on underneath the city? Oh, okay, those are big rats. Oh, isn't that the adventures from that other episode where they were like, we're gonna go deal with some goblins? She has mystical powers! They look more like electrocution than holy power, I suppose. Uh-oh. Cockroaches. Oh, well they're not as big as they looked at first. Are we following these two for this episode? Because it's just trying to see, like, regular adventurers' life? Oh, okay. Well, there's Goblin Slayer. He wants more cheese! That's brilliant. That's all he's talked about for the last few days. Oh well, it looks like he's got a new favourite food. It's like my partner, obsessed with cheese. Why is she like so nervous about it? I thought she wasn't interested in him. There she is again. Look, do these two ever do anything other than just sit in the guild and chill? Okay. Oh, okay, so she's given him a mystical candle, I guess? Oh, she did actually help them. That's kind of handy. Oh, those two do go off on adventures. That's good to know. How many times must you destroy my work? Damn, that dude is buff. I thought he was a dwarf at first, but I'm not so sure now. Is that... I just want to go around and do my stuff. Hey, she's gone up in the world. Fighting an ogre really helped, I'm not surprised. Oh, okay, so she still has ties with her religious order. Well, that's interesting. Oh, we're back to these guys again. Oh, wow. Those two are heavily armored. If you even tried to hold that, you'd collapse, yeah. I like her sarcasm. I don't think you're helping to cheer him up. Oh! That sort of thing doesn't bother him. Be as rude to him as you like. Go for it. He won't care, because it's not a goblin. I like the way he's properly thinking about it, like, this is indeed a problem. Uh-oh. I think Goblin Slayer's about to get volunteered. He's like, out the door already. But there are no goblins. Why? Is my name not Goblin Slayer? Oh, okay. So, he's like taking an interest now. Oh, I could have... She literally suggested that you sell it to get money. So, I don't know how this is gonna go. I was gonna say, it's a big, heavy, blunt object. Of course it's going to work. Oh, okay. So is she like a human lie detector? Curse these seekers! Oh, I see. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Whoa! So he's not allowed to adventure in this town. Oh! She suddenly got serious and her voice was like deepened then. I love how angry he's getting and it's like, well, it's all your own fault, dude. Ugh. Yeah. Oh! Oh, damn it. I love how happy and carefree she is. Above you. Oh god. Oh, lovely. Those things are back. What is he gonna do? Oh! I love the way they talk quicker to get these miracles out faster. He's going blunt force! Literally. Not quite as, civilized as a sword, is it? Oh, okay, this is interesting. Oh, so she's literally thanking him for stopping him from being like that. Her friend can tell that she's pining after him, and she's like, you're not getting anywhere, love. I like the fact that they've got an actual priest throat lie detector to come in and be helpful. Making people aware that evil exists in this world. That's an interesting point of view. Still nowhere near the Sword Maiden. I've heard that name a few times recently. Oh, okay. Hmm. Fair enough. I was gonna say, that's all you have to do is see through lies. He just suddenly walked back in. Oh, okay. He's got a special quest. Oh, wait a minute. This is who we just saw, isn't it? The Sword Maiden or whatever. Oh. And the dice roll again? Interesting. Very interesting episode. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Goblin Slayer episode 5. A very interesting episode where we got to see two adventurers basically living the life of normal adventurers. We got to see the party that he teamed up with last time basically suggesting that they might team up with him again. We also got a slight indication that the elf is happy that he's open to the idea of working with them again, which is a bit odd, considering the way she was with him in the previous episode. We also got to see that the lizard man is now obsessed with cheese, which I thought was quite amusing. Cowgirl is also concerned for Goblin Slayer, but they all pretty much have come to the conclusion that 3 days of rest is apparently all he needs to recover from fighting an ogre and a horde of goblins, which, considering he is the Goblin Slayer, the orc bald, the beard cutter of legend, it kind of makes sense that he doesn't really need that much time off. I really enjoyed seeing the little storyline with the other two adventurers, like the fact that they were facing off against the rats and the cockroaches and that they weren't doing that great, and then he lost his sword, so they had to try and work out how to get it back, and they tried getting advice from the other adventurers, and the one who gave them the best advice in the end was Goblin Slayer, and that witch gave them a candle, which I thought was pretty nice of her, considering she wasn't going to get anything out of it, apart from maybe the gratitude of some future adventurers. So maybe she's planting the seeds to call in some favors at some point, maybe when they need a party, like some expendable younglings. Or maybe if they get, you know, bigger in the guild, they might be worth teaming up with, or something along those lines. I also quite like Goblin Slayer's advice, which was surprising, considering that he's normally only interested in something if it involves goblins. Didn't realize how long he just kind of sat at his table, though, waiting on quests to kill goblins, but I am curious if that's what he does most days, if he just sits there and chills, like a lot of the other adventurers seem to do that as well, which is a bit odd. We got a little bit more sort of world building, I feel, in this episode. We got to see how certain things work, we got to see how the Adventurers Guild works, how people get promoted. Priestess got promoted, and referenced the fact that it's probably due to the fact that she helped kill an ogre, which I'm guessing is a big deal in their world, as obviously the ogre didn't exactly go down without a fight, and it took a party of much higher level adventurers, but without Priestess they wouldn't have been able to even attempt to fight him, so I'm glad that she got recognition for that and that she's been promoted to the next rank of adventurer. I also find it amusing that they have this system in place for people who don't play by the rules, who don't share with the rest of their party, so if you're like the anime panda and constantly loot everything and don't give your teammates a chance to get even a look in, then you'll be kicked out from the group. And if you're watching this, panda, you know I love you, so don't be mad that I made that reference. I also found it amusing that literally the fact that Goblin Slayer was sat there was the only thing stopping him from trying to attack whatever her name is. I can't remember what the name of the girl behind the desk is. Guild Girl. But I kind of wanted that to actually happen. It would have been interesting to see what Goblin Slayer did, but just the mental image of him punching him was quite amusing enough, and then he's gone off obviously annoyed that basically no one wanted to take his side, and it's like, oh dear. Well, you shouldn't have basically saved all of the contents of the loot for yourself and got rich off of it, bought new armor, and left everybody else in the lurch. It was also nice to see that Goblin Slayer actually has someone who like does all of his repairs, who sources some of his items, and he even said, like, I wish you could stop damaging my work, so maybe he forged Goblin Slayer's armor as well. And obviously he asked him to procure him another scroll, so I assume after that he's then going to go back to the witch and ask her to either do the same spell, or maybe he's come up with something more inventive this time. Either way, he's always making sure that he's on top of resupplying his stock. I'm assuming he's got more scrolls in his backpack, because he definitely has enough room in there for more than just one. And I think when we saw in his bag in the last episode, or the episode before, we could see that he had at least 3 or 4 scrolls, so it would be interesting to see what the other scrolls that he now has left is, and fingers crossed he'll be able to get another scroll, and and not be at a loss. I find it interesting that the blacksmith said that scrolls are really hard to come by. I wonder what it is about them that makes them so hard to find. Since it looks like they need to be enchanted by somebody else, you would have thought the scrolls would just be regular pieces of paper. Now, I've got a funny feeling that in one of the previous episodes they actually say what is needed for a scroll and why they are so rare, but I can't remember what it is for the life of me, so I'm just gonna go with the flow on that one. If anyone else remembers, and I emphasize the word remembers, not knows, remembers, so if it hasn't been said yet, you don't need to tell me. But if it has been said, feel free to let me know down in the comments section, remind me. But yeah, I really can't remember why scrolls are rare. I'm also now really looking forward to the next episode. Obviously, we got that little bit of backstory on this Sword Maiden, was she called? I want to call her Shield Maiden, but I think I'm getting her confused with Shield Hero or whatever that other anime is called, or manga, whatever it is. But maybe it is Shield Maiden, I don't know anymore. But I found it interesting that we got some backstory on her, and we saw some flashbacks, and the fact that she killed this big demon, and now it looks like Goblin Slayer has a letter from her basically stating that she requires the services of Goblin Slayer, I think, is what they were implying at the end there. So the next episode's going to be very interesting. I'm curious if the party's going to go with him or if he's going to go on his own. Because obviously, unless they all group up together, I don't see why he would take the rest of the party with him, but fingers crossed he will, because that would be pretty cool to have everybody traveling together again. And yeah, that was about it for that episode. Like I say, it was a very, it was an episode that allowed you to breathe after the last couple of episodes. It was just a regular day in the life of an adventurer. A really good episode that did a lot of world building, and I don't think the next episode will be along the same lines. I think it will follow on from the threads that they've built in this one, and we'll go into what is essentially going to be the next storyline arc. So I'm very much hyped for next Saturday. I enjoyed this week's episode, but I'm afraid that's going to be it from me. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the video and the channel. Drop comments down below letting me know what you thought of it, as always. And if you do around here, don't forget to check out other videos on this channel. We do quite a few now. And click that subscribe button to get notified when I upload another video. But I'm afraid that's going to be it for today, guys. But as always, I am Psycho Gold, and I will see you, yes you, in my next video. Psycho Gold, out.